She's making her way. She comes from the south and she's making her way. For the latest news, click on her page. She's the new way. The Aallyah Wright show gon' lead the way. Passion, purpose, people, flair. Uplift one another and have confidence anywhere. God is great. Love, pray. Dedication and motivation. We gon' give you the news today. Let's go.
I want to talk about this. I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm laughing because I just thought of somebody who kind of fit the bill for this. And okay, so a lot of times when people are from Mississippi and they become successful, they, for whatever reason, want to disconnect that Mississippi identity from who they are, right? And I think one of the reason I laugh because one of the examples I thought of was Soulja Boy. Like, people always clowning Soulja Boy saying, "We knew you went to South Panola in Batesville. We saw you cranking that in the you." And so I just thought that was hilarious. But I want your thoughts on it. Do you think the higher that you climb, the more successful that you become, the more spotlights are on you? Do you have to disconnect from the place you're from just to you know, in order to propel you forward and get whatever opportunities that you want? Like, can you say, "I'm from Mississippi, I'm proud to be from Mississippi," and that's that, and you still get what's coming for you and to you?
Baby, the people, listen, if when I'm on set, I don't care what set I'm on, they gonna know. They gonna know. And they don't know nothing else about Sharrika Evans. They gonna know she from Mississippi. Baby, I rep it. I rep it everywhere and loudly and proudly. I rep it. I would never live. Never.
So first of all, I am hype today, y'all. I got my sister in here with me. Okay, first of all, can I just talk about her a little bit? So, she is from Holly Springs, Mississippi, the birthplace of one of my sheroes, Miss Ida B. Wells. And if you don't know, now you know. Google her. My good sis is an amazing and extremely talented writer, from the stage to the screen. Do you hear me? She is known for her stories of relentless drama, intertwined with a little bit of love and hope. And in 2015, she started her own company, right? Own production company, Evans Productions. Let's put some respect on her name now. She invested her own coins into her debut play, The Power of Love, which was sold out, might I add, and performed at the Lander Center, which is in South Haven, Mississippi. To date, she has produced 14 stage plays across the Mid-South, and now she's taking her talents over to South Beach. Nah, I'm playing. She just transitioned from theater into the film industry. And not only is she a writer, she is also a director. Can we say goals? She is a boss. Please help me welcome Miss Sharrika Evans. How you doing?
Hey, sis.
Listen, I'm trying not to be so serious, and I don't want you laughing the whole episode.
Because you know I'm goofy.
Speaking of the pandemic, because we know it has really just flipped all of our worlds upside down. I want to do a mental health check because I feel like it's so important. Talk about, how are you mentally? How are you spiritually? How are you physically?
Yeah. So mental health is so crucial. It's crucial to me on so many different levels because when you are a creative, you can't fully operate in your space if you have so much going on. So you literally have to be at peace. You have to have clarity to think, especially to write. Like, you cannot write with a cloudy mind. It won't happen. If you do, please tell me tips on how you are able to accomplish that. So for me, it's very crucial, and I always do a quarterly fast. So of course we have 4 quarters through the year. So each quarter I take a month out of that quarter and I do a fast. And the first thing that I fast from is social media, because believe it or not, social media plays a huge part on our mental health. And so I fast from social media, I fast from certain foods, I fast from certain activities. And what this does is it helps me to focus and it helps me to be grounded.
Mm.
I was born and raised, well, not born and raised, but I was brought up in the church. And so my spiritual roots are always going to be there, and I'm going to always go back to my spiritual roots. And mainly, it's so important that I feel connected to God, because if I don't feel connected to Him, I feel completely off balance. And I can't, I can't explain it, but I know when God is walking hand in hand with me. And I know when I separate myself from Him, because He never separates Himself from us. It's either we walk in hand with him, or we fall to the wayside. And so it's very important that I fast, and I take my fasts very seriously. All my friends know, my colleagues know, when I say I'm fasting, let Sharrika be, because she needs this time. So mental health is very important, and fasting has been working for me. Like I said, I do it each quarter. And you can fast from anything, whatever you feel is pulling a lot of your time. That's what I suggest that you fast from. I don't think you should fast for something that is not really hard to pull from. So that has been working for me for my mental health.
Yeah, first of all, I feel like it's so important to fast, and I wasn't a consistent person. I wasn't consistent when it came to my fast in the past, but I remember talking to you over brunch, and I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. But when we were in Clarkston, we had brunch, and you talked about fasting and how it helped you to, like, as you mentioned, be more centered, be more grounded. I was just like, you know what, I need to try it. Try it in a way that, like, I can really commit to it, because I feel like we get so um distant from God sometimes, because there's so many things going on in the world, so many things that
Mm-hmm.
um we're looking at or consuming our time, our energy, our spirit. Then there's this whole other thing with spiritual warfare and so many things that can be sucking the
Yes.
life out of you that you don't even
Mm-hmm.
know. So yes, I'm glad you said that it's important to take a step back and get away and get that stuff out of your system so you can be,
Yes.
productive in what you're doing. So with that being said, I want to kind of shift gears a little bit. I feel like, and I'm on the outside looking in, but also I'm in a little bit in terms of, just keeping up with you and checking in on you. But it seems like you have found sort of a sweet spot, and I could be wrong, so please let me know. But found a sweet spot in terms of this sort of, groove and success in your career. Like, you're an entrepreneur, an actor, a writer, and now a director. And I'm pretty sure there's some other things that I haven't even described. Can you just talk to me a little bit about what has helped you navigate your career, especially getting to the point where you are now?
Yeah. First, before I say anything, I think the reason that I would call it a sweet spot is, one, because I'm very content with where I am. For a very long time, I always was like, oh, I just need to get here, and I just need to get here, and so I was always comparing my own journey. Like, I was never satisfied, and so
Mm.
I'm finally content with what I'm currently doing. And also, I'm very aware that I know my capability, and I know what's coming, like what's getting ready to come to me. And so I think I've just been very content in this moment. I'm not stressed. I'm not worried. I write down in my prayer journal, like everything that I want to accomplish. I write down my goals. And you just have to trust and believe and trust your process and trust your journey that it's going to come. And so
Mm.
for me, I would say, yes, I am in a sweet spot because I'm happy where I am. And it hasn't always been easy getting here. I think it was last week, I was in my house because I moved to Memphis, and I literally just started crying out of nowhere because like being in this space is something that I wrote down and I was praying over. And I
Mm.
just knew when I got into this space, I didn't want it to be a stressful environment. Like I was like, God, if you put me into a new place, like my own house, I want to be able to fully afford everything from the furniture to my groceries to everything. I didn't want to be stressed. And so I was just sitting and I was just like, wow, like it came to fruition. And I think because of my faith, um, and because of my hard work. So I'm the
Mm.
type of person that, and I've been seeing a lot of this, and I'm trying to encourage people to not do this. So, when you are trying to accomplish a dream, whatever dream it is that you're trying to accomplish, you first have to understand that this is your dream. Like, Aallyah, if you have a dream, this is your dream, and you are responsible for making that dream happen. And so,
Mm-hmm.
what I've been coming across lately is just so many people saying, oh, well, my dream will happen if I meet such and such and they put me in position, or my dream will happen if I get this amount of money. It's like, no, what are you doing for yourself to put you in that position? What are you doing for yourself to make this a reality? And I think
Yeah.
for me, it's always been, I'm not going to sit around and wait. Like, I'm going to make it happen. Like, I study, I research, I network, I do the groundwork. And I think people have to realize that you have to do the groundwork. Like, no one is coming to do the groundwork for you. And not only that, something else I realized is that when you do come in contact with these, whoever you look up to, like for instance, say for instance, if I wanted to meet Ava and I wanted Ava to help me write a film, and I go to Ava, the first thing Ava is going to ask me, what have you done for yourself before I come in and help you? And some people, when that opportunity presents themselves, they'll be looking like blank stare face because they haven't done anything. And
Right.
so for me, what has helped me on my journey is the fact that I am putting in the work. You cannot skip the work. I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care who you know. You can't skip the work. You gotta do the work.
Yes, I'm glad like you are emphasizing that because so many times I've been in conversations with folks about like, how did you get this opportunity? How did you meet that person? How did you get to do X, Y, and Z? And it's like I put myself in position to attract those opportunities, right? And I make sure that I'm in alignment also spiritually, right? Because I have to, like I said, protect me and make sure I'm in not only the right frame of mind when it comes to my mental health, but also my creative mind, like all of these things to help
Yes.
propel me to that. So when I get to a Tyler Perry or whoever it is that my dream is to work with them, I got receipts. I got resumes. I got
Yes.
I got somebody, people who can vouch for this extensive, line of work. So
Exactly.
I'm glad you said that you cannot skip the work. So listeners, if listen, write that down. Okay,
Right.
hashtag it and then tag my sis beside it. Let's go back a little bit because you started writing plays at a young age, and
Mm-hmm.
like I mentioned earlier, when um I said your bio talked about, you investing your own money into your productions. I'm from that, theater space, so I understand what it takes to put on a production, right? But can you just talk about one, how expensive it is to do that, and two, do you feel like your investment in yourself paid off?
How you talking about expensive? like the overhead expenses. We're not even talking about like afterwards. Let's just talk about overhead expenses. And yes, there are shortcuts that you can take. You can take shortcuts and try to get a deal and save money, but the overall point is, you know what, Leah, I still do not think people understand what it was that I was doing or any independent theater playwright was doing. So what you saw was, if you think about Tyler Perry and what Tyler Perry was doing, just imagine doing the exact same thing that Tyler Perry is doing, but he has billions and thousands more money than we do. So you have to understand that I was working with dimes and pennies, honey. Dimes and pennies. I mean, to the T. Sponsors was a huge thing for me. I had to have sponsors. You know, my first show was a success. I had 2 sold out shows and I did save up my own money for that. But after that show, what happened was I went on tour with my stage plays, and every show that I did on tour was not a sold out show. And so what that means is I'm constantly putting money out, but I wasn't getting any money in because they wasn't sold out shows. And so it got to the point to where I was like, okay, I need to start pulling in sponsorships. I need to start pulling in partners because I cannot continue to keep going out of my pocket. And I think that's another thing that you have to stop yourself on. There were certain risks I was willing to take. I was not willing to go in the hole. And that's something that I wasn't willing to do. I know some people are willing to do that. I didn't feel comfortable with it. You know, after the show, I still have to live a life. I still have to eat. I still have to provide for myself. And so I wasn't willing to go in a hole. And so when I start to see the numbers, and that's another important thing, I think, you know, if you are wanting to do a stage play, writing it, casting it, directing it, that is only such a small piece of it. The business side is so crucial. I had a business manager. She was also my accountant. And I think it's crucial that you have those people in place before you even do a show. Because what end up happening is you'll get this money in, and before you know it, you'll be looking down like, where did all the money go? Because that's how quickly it leaves your hand. And so I would highly recommend anyone that's looking to get into theater, before you even consider it, sit down, do a budget template, price out these things, because what you don't want to happen is, it's not a good feeling. I know you might think it is, but it's not a good feeling to put on this amazing show and you go home broke. It's not a good feeling. I've been there before, so I can tell you that it's not a good feeling. Even with everyone coming up to you saying, "Oh, the show was so amazing," it's like, yeah, but I'm broke. I'm broke. You know, that's not a good feeling for me. Like, I wanted to have a good show, but I also wanted to walk away with something. You know, I put a lot of hard work, a lot of time into this project. Like, I would like to monetize off of it. And so I would deep dive into that portion first before you even consider thinking about doing a show, because it's expensive. It is not cheap. You gotta get a set.
Talk about it.
You gotta get a venue.
Pay actors.
Pay these actors. Let me stop right
Talk about it.
Let me stop right here, because this is what we're not going to do. You're not going to ask someone to work for exposure. You're not doing that, because one, what exposure are you giving them? Let's just be completely honest. What exposure, what level of exposure are you giving them? Because if I'm just giving you exposure on a local level, is that really considered real exposure? And you have people that's putting in their time. Leah, you know, when you have actors coming in, they are rehearsing months in advance before the show. Typically, I know the actors that I was working with, they had jobs. They would get off from their jobs and come to rehearsal. I couldn't imagine not paying them. I
Right.
would never. And I tell all the actors that I know, do not take a job to where you are not getting paid. Don't do it. Like, you deserve that payment. Do not, listen to me, y'all. If y'all take a job without getting paid, if you need someone to talk on your behalf, call me.
And you can call me too, because listen, we not gone, not, and I know that's grammatically incorrect, but we
We
are
not
paying
gone.
people for their services. I don't care if I ask you to type up a document for me and it took you 30 minutes. You better send an invoice, get your coins in this season and beyond. We not doing it.
Yes. There you go.
But even, when you talk about budgeting and finances, I think that is even transferable to just personal finances and
Ooh,
budget. Because,
yes.
listen, we got to learn how to save, right? Got to learn how to invest. We have to learn how to do all of these things. Because I'm trying to be wealthy. Well, I'm already wealthy, but wealthy with commas. I'm trying to get there. So,
Okay.
if you're trying to get there too, listen to what my good sis is telling you, right? We need to work on those finances. But
We
let's,
do.
yeah, you talked about, producing these wonderful, immaculate shows and not seeing a return. And I remember again going back to that brunch we had, and you were talking about it and talking about changing your career, and you talked about fasting, and you talked about taking that leap of faith, right, from theater
Mhm.
to film. And I know when we talk about career change, it's hard, right? It's hard to wrap your mind around it because it's hard to let go. It's hard to even imagine what else would you be doing and how, and when the
Mhm.
paycheck gonna come, where the jobs, all of that. How did you know it was time to let go, and what helped you make that decision to just make that leap of faith?
Yeah. I think for me, going back to spirituality, everything is spiritual with me. If you don't learn anything else from me when we get off this, just know that walking with God is I don't even have the words to describe how important that relationship is, but it's crucial because it's crucial in my life. But for that, when I was doing stage plays, Leah, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't undoable. I was like,
Mm,
okay, this is something that I can handle. It's something that I'm doing, and it's not overwhelming me, and it's not stressing me out. And then came those last two shows that I did. And Leah, when I tell you nothing went right with those
mm,
shows, absolutely nothing. I mean, from the moment I started with the script, when I started hiring people, actors, marketing, nothing went right. And I said, okay, now keep in mind that my initial dream, my dream always was filmmaking. It wasn't theater. My dream was
mm-hmm,
always filmmaking. The only reason I did theater was because it was the only thing I could get my hands on at the time,
mm,
because I didn't know any film crews. And so I took the theater route because I was like, okay, well, I can go book a venue and hire actors and write a stage play. I can do that easily. So that's why I initially started theater. And so those last two shows, I was just like, why is this so hard? God, why
mm,
are you making this so hard? And it's a difference because people often tell you, like, okay, well, it's not supposed to be easy. You're gonna hit some speed bumps. Those was not speed bumps. That
mm.
was that was a wall. And that was God saying, Sharrika, I am trying to move you. Why are you making this so difficult? I am trying to move you. I'm trying to move you from this and place you where you've always wanted to be. I'm
Wow.
trying to take you there. And the first show, I fought against it. I was like, no, it ain't that. I just need to stay focused. I need to go harder. I need to do all this harder. And I was like, the second show is gonna be 10 times better, 10 times worse. The second show was 10 times worse. And I said, okay. that show, I said, okay. I literally threw my hands up and I was like, I'm done.
Mm.
I'm done. I was like, I don't know, God, what it is that you're trying to do. And it's so funny because in that moment, I honestly forgot that my real dream was film. I got so caught
Wow.
up. I got so caught up in theater and trying to like do so much over here. I lost track of what my real purpose and passion was. And girl, ain't that like God to come in and remind you, I'm gonna get up.
Yes. And I can relate to that so much because it's like God would allow the things you're pushing for to crumble to get you to turn your eyes to Him and focus on what it is you need to be doing. I mean, you will be having this tug of war situation, right? And you fight. And then it's like you have no fight left and you have no choice at that point. And it's
No choice.
crazy that we
Yeah.
have to get to that place. But that's when the breakthrough happens, right? And you see all this glory and I have to get to this next project that you just worked on because it seems like seriously when you step into film, all I've been seeing is this project, that project, glory, your name. It's like that's how you know you're walking in what you're supposed to be doing. So
Yes.
you've been working first of all. And I don't know if y'all know, but Sharrika was on the assistant director's team on a huge project with ABC, Women in the Movement, which is a limited series on the life and legacy of Emmett Till told through the eyes and voice of his mother, Mamie Till. And if y'all don't know Emmett Till, you must have been under a rock because this
Right.
story is not only a heart wrenching story, right? But it was the story that galvanized a movement that changed this country.
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm even like getting chills talking about this, and I don't want to get too much into the details of Emmett Till, but please do your research if you haven't.
Yes.
Um, how did you get connected to the project? Let's start there.
So basically, like you said, how as soon as I moved into filming, I kid you not, the opportunities, the way all of this played out, I knew I was walking with God. It made perfect sense, Leah. I was nervous as heck when I started into the film industry. And the first film job that I got was a feature film. So this is how the film industry works. You get a job, you get met with an opportunity. Okay. And that's how it happened with me. I was presented an opportunity. I took the opportunity. And that first feature film that I worked on, I showed up and I showed out. I did exactly that. And this is why I say it's so important to be a student of your craft. When I preach that, you better be a student of your craft every day. If you want to be an actor every day, you need to be studying how to be an actor. If you want to be a director every single day, there should not be a day that goes by that you are not studying your craft. And so when I did that feature film, and I left, my name like just started shooting out like wildfire. Like, girl, I had people calling me that I didn't even know. I was like, I'm sorry, who is this and where are you from? But that's how fast your name travels in the film industry, especially if you have a good work ethic, if you are talented. People love in the film industry, people love working with positive individuals. And once they see that, oh, it's done. Your name will start spreading. And so the Women of the Movement opportunity, it came from someone knowing me. And I got a
Wow.
call. And they was like, hey, we want you to come down and work on this TV show. And I'm like, what's the show? And they said, it's called Women of the Movement. It's about Emmett Till. Now I said, okay. I said, someone's about to do a show about Emmett Till. I said, I need to know who's the director and I need to know who hands this project is in. Because one, you're not going to play with Emmett Till's story. If you're going to do it, it's got to be done right. Especially, and if it's not going to be done right, I don't want my name associated nowhere. I don't want my name on this project at all. Like, you're not going to take me down the mud. I was like, who is over this project? And so he told me the showrunner, which is Marissa MJ, which is a Black woman. I said, okay. I said, now who's the director? And he said, Gina Prince-Bythewood. I said, you done sold me. You don't even have to go any further. Because Gina is one of the filmmakers that inspired me when I was, how old was I when I first saw Beyond the Lights? I think I was like 20 something. And I think that's when I was like, I saw Gina directing Beyond the Lights. And I said, okay, that's a Black woman in Hollywood directing $1 million budget film. She's doing it. So I know that I'm capable of doing it. And so when I heard Gina was going to be the director, and then I heard the other directors were all Black women, I said, baby, I'm packing my bags now. Where do you need me to go?
I love it.
That's all you had to say. And what's crazy was the person that connected me, he had to sign an NDA. So it was only so much information he could give me. So the first phone call, I actually turned the job down because he couldn't give me any information.
Wow.
He couldn't give me any information. And I said, because I had other projects going on. I said, so if I take this job, I'm going to have to stop other jobs. I was like, I need more information. I just can't be like, just because it's an AB series, I can't just be like, yeah, I'm coming. I was like, I need to know more about it. And he was like, okay, well, give me a couple of days. I'll be able to give you more information. Baby, he called me back with that information. I said,
yes.
On my way. And that project, Leah, I cannot stress to you how that project changed my entire life. That one project, that one opportunity changed my entire life. And the crazy thing about it is, initially, when I was called in, I was working in the production office. So those that are not familiar with how film sets work, you have people that works in the production office, and basically they are handling financing, they are handling lodging and traveling, they're handling all the logistics of the film. And then you have people that are actually on film sets. Now, if you're on a film set, that is where everything is happening. That's where the cameras are, the actors are, the directors are. And so I was in the film office, which means I was nowhere near the film set.
How did you get on set?
Girl. Now you know. Now you know. I was just gonna sit there and be in that office. You know? I said no. I said I got to get on that set. I belong on that set. I got to get on that set. So here's what I did, what you're not supposed to do. I did. I broke the rules. Sure did. So it was one day, I was getting ready to come into town. And in the film office, each director had their own office that they would come in and work out of. Girl, I sat down. I typed up this letter for Gina. In my letter, I was just like, you know, I love you, so. And I was like, I need to get on set because of X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. Girl, I typed up a nice little letter. I put it on her desk. This is how, I'm going back to God.
Come on.
It's so, oh my God. It's so amazing. Gina, I wrote the letter. I put it on her desk. Gina never came to her office. She didn't like to work out of her office. She always worked from her room. Mm-hmm. She never came to her office. So days went by. And keep in mind, I'm on a time schedule because once they start shooting, that's it. Like, I'm whatever position I'm in for the run of the show. And so we were getting ready to go into principal photography. So I was like, okay, if she do not see this letter, then it's kind of a done deal. You know, technically, if you are a crew, you're not supposed to email the director. And I had her email, but technically, that's kind of like not professional. And so I was like, I can't email her. And I was like, so if she don't get the letter, then that's just it. I don't know what else to do at this point. My first AD, my assistant AD, she came to me randomly, and she was like, because she went in Gina's office because she had to go take some stuff to Gina, and she came to me. She said, Sharrika. I said, yeah. She said, I saw your notes on Gina's desk. Do you want me to give it to her because I'm going to her house? I was like, yes, please, please give her that note. And
God, baby.
Liz, you hear me? You hear me? It was already done. If I sit here like, I'm like, man, she not gonna get this letter. She don't even work from her office. Like, how she gonna get this letter? Baby, she picked the letter. She's like, I'll take it over there. I'm going over there right now. She went over there that day. That night, Gina emailed me. And she was like, I received your letter. I fully support you coming to set. I would love to have you on set so that you can learn from me, these things of that nature. I went to my boss, that was my boss at the time. I went to him and I was like, hey, I want to just thank you for this amazing opportunity, but I will be doing myself no justice if I stay here and not go after what I really want. And that's another thing. Don't be afraid. Whatever position you're in, if you know you deserve another position, or if you know there's another position you want to be in, do not be afraid to tell people how you're feeling. Cause like at first I was like, Sue, I was like, I don't want to do that because I'm gonna put them in a bad place. No, put yourself first. Put yourself first. Like,
Come on.
at the end of the day, put yourself first. Because I was like, listen, I'm doing this for me. I was like, I hate to have to be leaving you guys, and I hope I help you find a replacement. I was like, but I have to go and do this for me. And I was on set the next day.
That's amazing. Like, first of all, yes, advocating for yourself. Yes, going the extra mile. Sometimes you gotta break a little rules to get, because they're gonna be better off because your talent is going to be utilized, right? Like, you're not wasting your talent by helping with lodging. Somebody else can do that. You were, girl, come. I love it. If y'all haven't learned anything, sis has been dropping gym after gym after gym, right? And you have to be confident in yourself, knowing that you deserve to be a part of that team, that project, whatever it is.
Yeah, you have to be confident. That's a good point, Leah. You have to be so confident in yourself, because if there was any self doubt, I would have never been like, oh, I deserve to be on that set. I would have never done it. My butt would have just been in that office typing on the computer while everybody on set living a dream I want to live.
Right.
That would have been it, and I would have been in that office. And so that confidence, it plays a huge part. It does.
Yeah. I want to talk about this. I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm laughing because I just thought of somebody who kind of fit the bill for this. And okay, so a lot of times when people are from Mississippi and they become successful, they, for whatever reason, want to disconnect that Mississippi identity from who they are, right? And I think one of the reason I laugh, because one of the examples I thought of was Soulja Boy. Like, people always clowning Soulja Boy, saying, "We knew you went to South Panola in Batesville. We saw you cranking that in the you." And so I just thought that was hilarious. But I want your thoughts on it. Do you think the higher that you climb, the more successful that you become, the more spotlights are on you. Do you have to disconnect from the place you're from just
Mm.
to just to you know, in order to propel you forward and get whatever opportunities that you want? Like, can you say, I'm from Mississippi, I'm proud to be from Mississippi, and that's that, and you still get what's coming for you and to you?
Baby, the people, listen, if when I'm on set, I don't care what set I'm on, they gonna know. They gonna know. If they don't know nothing else about Sharrika Evans, they gonna know she from Mississippi. Baby, I rep it. I rep it everywhere and loudly and proudly. I rep it. I would never live. Never. Because what people don't understand is that is what makes you unique. There's something about Mississippians that no one else have our characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
No one else has Mississippians characteristics. And I say that because we are truly just some amazing people. I mean, from our hospitality to our hard work, being from
Facts.
Mississippi, baby, we didn't receive no handouts. What's handouts? I don't even know what that is. What's generational wealth? Because I didn't
Talk
have
about
that
it.
growing up, and so when you bring us to the table and you sit us among these other people that was given a different race, a different start in the race than some Mississippians, it's like, baby, at the end of the day, you can't outwork me. I don't care. I don't care who you put me in the room with.
Period.
You might have more resources than me, but I trust and believe me, and I say this so humbly. I'm not bragging. I say this so humbly. You would not outwork me. You just won't, because it's in me. I cannot be outworked. And so, but I think that goes back to, because I was raised in Mississippi, how we were brought up. Like, we didn't have any handouts. We had to work for everything that we have. And not only that, Leah, when we do receive something, we are so humble about it,
Yep.
because we
Modest.
came from nothing. We came from nothing. So when you give us something, the appreciation is different. It's genuine. It's authentic. People can feel that.
Yeah.
Like, people tell me all the time, like, Sharrika, I can just feel your love, and I know that it's genuine, and you are just being your authentic self. And that goes back to, well, I was raised in Mississippi, and this is what I know, and so everywhere I go, baby, I don't care. And I've been around some A-list celebrities. Every last single one of them know I'm from Mississippi. I would never, never disconnect. And you don't have to. You don't have to. When I tell you people love us, listen, if you're from Mississippi,
Yep.
listen, if you are from Mississippi, let me tell you, especially the man love Mississippi women. I just want to throw that. I just want to put that out there real quick.
Well, speaking of it, I'm pretty sure the men who are watching this want to know, is Miss Sharrika Dayton, what you doing, sis? You out here in these streets or what?
Let me pray about it.
But seriously, do you think a successful, career-driven woman can have a healthy relationship too? Is it possible?
Oh no. I mean, it's so funny. Ava just came out with an article. She was like, she's not married, she don't have kids, and she said she chose not to. She said she started late in her career, and she's really just enjoying her career right now. I always wondered. This always bothered me. I was like, a lot of the women, but I've been seeing it. Yes. Well, let me go back to your original question. Yes, it is possible. I have seen it. I have seen successful women, especially because I look for them in my industry. I have seen successful women in my industry that is in a happily marriage with kids. numerous of kids. So yes, it is possible. Now, the next question becomes, now this is where it gets tricky at here. I ain't lying, this is where it gets tricky at. So it gets tricky when you are a successful woman. You know exactly what it is that you want. You actually enjoy what you do for a living. You actually love it. I love my career. I wouldn't change a single thing about it. Not only that, but due to the fact of me having a good career, I am now able to provide for myself, which means I'm able to take myself out. I'm able to take myself on trips. I'm able to spoil me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have fun doing that. I have a great time by myself. So now it comes to meeting a man, and a man is adding on to that. That's so crucial for me right now in my life. I have so much peace. I have so much peace. I am having so much fun. And it's like, are you gonna come in and ruin this for me? Because if that's the case, you can stay where you are. Because typically when you think of men, you think of them as providers and protectors, right? And so, do I crave that? Yes, I'm a woman. Of course, I crave that. I'm always going to crave that. But I'm not at the point to where it's like I'll lose my peace and my sanity just to have that. I'm not, that's not me. I'm at a point now to where, listen, sir, you are going to have to add to this because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the drama. I can't do it, Leah.
And I heard dating in these times a little crazy. I wouldn't know.
Baby.
I'm on lockdown.
What a blessing. What a blessing. We're gonna praise Jesus. Cause listen, and people that's in relationships, they was like, well, I guess I just miss being single. No, you don't. Listen, I'm serious. Times are different, girl.
I believe it.
You think the man that you with, you like, I'm pretty sure it's another one of him. No, it ain't. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Ladies, y'all listening, don't go out there trying to see if the grass green on the other side now.
Because it's not. You better sit your tail down and stay in the house. Don't let my little social media post fool you, baby. It is ghetto out here. You know what? No, we need to come up with a new word because it's past ghetto.
Yeah.
It's not even ghetto anymore. It's past ghetto. So we got to come up with another word because it's past that now.
Yeah. I'm going to think on it. I'm gonna think on. I'm usually more prepared for improvising on the spot, but I can't think of none right there. We gonna ponder.
Yeah, we gotta think. We gotta figure out another word because it's past ghetto. It was past ghetto about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, before the pandemic.
Yeah,
the pandemic just made it worse.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Something burst out into the air, and I don't know. You got all these guys starting podcasts and
let's not even, cause girl, you know what? That's another conversation for another day. And I promised you a certain time, and we are very much past that time. So I'm gonna ask you one more thing, and I'm gonna let you get on out of here. Cause I mentioned this earlier in the intro. And I'm a firm believer, and my core values align with purpose, passion, and people. I incorporate that in everything I do. It's the reason why I do what I do. And I love to talk to people that I feel are in alignment with those values as well. So when I say those three words, pushing P, my brother told me don't say that, but I'm saying it just because it's the new hot song I got right now. But purpose, passion, and people, when you think of those three words, what comes to mind for you, or what does those words mean to you?
Everything, man. Like everything that life has to give is, I feel, is surrounding those words. Passion. at the end of the day, I think with whatever it is that we're doing, we have to be passionate about it because it's never going to be easy. So if you know it's not going to be easy and you know it's going to be hard, at least let it be something you're passionate about. It needs to be something that can at least pull you back in and say, you know what, this is hard. And sometimes it is overwhelming. I get stressed out, but I love it and I wouldn't change it for the world. And so passionate is so important. Purpose, man, I don't. Purpose
Everything.
is everything. I mean, you've heard my story. My story is purpose. Like I can't even make it up. Purpose is, and if you don't know what your purpose is, I challenge you. I challenge you to be still for a season. I
Mm.
challenge you to be still for a season. And I challenge you to really try to tap into your purpose. People oftentimes get so busy and they get distracted and they think what they are doing is their purpose. And there's so much going on around you, and it goes back to fasting. It's so much going on around you. You're distracted. There's too many voices in your ears to where you don't even know if what you're really doing is your purpose. So I challenge you. I challenge you to be still. I challenge you to fast so that you can really see, if you are walking in your purpose. Because listen, let me tell you, walking in your purpose is a different type of feeling. It's a like I'm so content. I think it sometimes scare people how content I am sometimes. And it's just like some people be like, "You not stressed, you not worried." I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I'm walking in my purpose. Everything is already taken care of. But thank you though for checking on me. I appreciate it.
But
But
also, let's not get complacency
mm,
misconstrued with content.
oh yes, please. Now let me break this down real quick because like I said in the beginning, I was always comparing my journey for my next success, which means I was never taking the time out to celebrate my small wins. I was always like, I gotta get bigger. I gotta get bigger. I gotta get
Ooh,
bigger.
don't
And
step on my
that,
toes.
girl, that was stress. Listen to me. That was stress you out. Like I don't someone asked me the other day, someone I haven't talked to in a long time, they text me and they said, so what after the women of the movement? I was like, so what's next? What's exciting that's happening? I said, I woke up today. That's exciting. That's
Mm,
what's happening. Like
mm,
me being able to move around and do what I want. That's what's exciting. Don't let people don't let people have you feeling like you always got to be doing something like bigger than what you already did. No. I was like, I woke up this morning. That's what's exciting. That was super exciting. And
yeah.
I think so don't get it confused. Like Leah said, there's a difference with being like content and I don't want to do anything or go further in life. You should always strive for greatness. That is what you should always do. But when you are striving for greatness, you have got to give yourself some credit, man. You got to literally sit back and say, you know what, girl, you did that. You went through some storms. You had some hardships, baby. You did that, and you are going to continue to do things. And then the last thing you said was people, and I think people are important. When I think of people, what comes to mind is your tribe of people. Um, I've been hearing like so many suicide events that's been happening lately
Mm.
in the media headlines, and when it happens, I always think to myself like, did they feel like they didn't have anyone?
Mm.
Did they were they not fully connected with their tribe? And
Mm.
that's something that I am constantly trying to work on is my relationships outside of my family, like my friendships. My friendships are so crucial to me right now, and I am constantly involving in that area of my life. And I think meeting the right type of people, your tribe, is so crucial, guys. Like you want to be surrounded by people, one, that is always going to hold you accountable. And a lot of times people don't want to be held accountable.
Yep.
People do not like accountability. But let me tell you something right now. The people that hold you accountable, believe it or not, are the people that love you the most. It comes from a good place. I try to tell people this all the time. And I can only hold certain people accountable because some people don't know how to take it. But the people that knows me, they always know whenever I say something, they know that it's coming from a good place. And I'm holding you accountable because I want to see you do better. I want to see you strive for greatness. I want you to receive all of these blessings. In order for you to do that, you have to be aligned. And so your tribe of people is very important. And yeah, those 3 P's are everything. I really like that, Leah. I like your 3 P's.
Thank you. I got a shirt. I'm gonna have to send you one. Well, I am gonna send you one once I get
Yes,
all of them pressed. But any
please.
other like lasting words of encouragement, of advice that you just want to instill in the audience?
hmm I think for me lately, I have just been just constantly reminding myself that, guys, nothing happens overnight. And that everything is a process. But in the process, like I said, we get so caught up in wanting to go to the next level that we are not enjoying the process. And that's
Mm.
something that I started doing last year. I started living in the moment. And when I tell you that was such an amazing feeling, I have never done that before. I've never just lived in the moment. I was always constantly thinking about, okay, what's next? What should be happening next? And I never took the time out to enjoy the now. And
Yeah.
so I just want to encourage people, going back to what I said, I just want to encourage you to take some time out and be still and be grounded and like enjoy the now, because believe it or not, you will never get these moments back again. They're gone. Me working on Women of the Movement project, I'll never get those moments back again. They're long gone. And so it was so crucial to me to just take it all in and enjoy it. And so whatever journey you're on, whatever goals you're trying to reach, whatever you're trying to accomplish in this life, you have to enjoy the now, because if you don't, it's going to stress you out.
I love
So
that, being
enjoy the
present.
now.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Sharrika, seriously, for
Thank
wanting to
you.
be on my show and talk to me about your journey and, like I said, giving gems to folks who,
Mhm.
may not know where they are or where they're going, but this can serve as motivation and inspiration for them. And I just want to give you your flowers early. I feel like you
Oh,
deserve them. And I think the anointing that God has on you will touch every single person you come in contact with, every single project you're working on. And I mean, I knew it when I first met you at that conference in 2018, and I knew it when I came to see your performance, your farewell performance. And I can't wait to see your name in lights all over, Hollywood and beyond. I can see you on the red carpet. You're gonna turn to your left. I'm gonna be there waving. Uh, I can't wait, but I'm so proud of you, and I
thank
can't
you,
wait to
sister.
see what you do next.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. And the love is equal. It is equal. I am equally as proud of you. Always. Always so proud of you. And I'll be in DC soon, so
Okay.
She's making her way. She comes from the south and she's making her way. For the latest news, click on her page. She's the new way. The Aallyah Wright show gon' lead the way.